So we spoke about this yesterday, how Detroit Red Wings forward Jonatan Berggren is in a really interesting spot. This is because about a year ago, we were talking all about this dude and him potentially getting moved. Because throughout the course of Jonatan Berggren's development in the NHL, there had been some hurdles, there had been some periods of stagnation, you could say, and the way in which the Red Wings chose to develop this guy, it wasn't really the most productive, quote-unquote. But today, we are diving into Jonatan Berggren's commentary on the matter, because there was an interview done on the Detroit Red Wings website, which goes out there and reveals everything we need to know about how Jonatan Berggren himself is responding to this situation. So, let's go out there and dive into the profile first and foremost. Berggren is 25 years old, July 16th, 2000 is the birth date, 5'11", 194, left-handed winger, drafted by Detroit in the 2018 draft, 33rd overall in the second round. Now, back when Berggren was taken, I was a pretty big fan of this dude. The 2017-18 season was very kind to Berggren in that he was a very good junior producer for Skellefteå AIK's junior team. He inevitably had a cup of coffee with the SHL team. He had 0 points, but that's fine. The fact that a 17-year-old was getting SHL development time in his draft-eligible year was a huge step, and it was indicative of the mature player profile that he had possessed. He also was over a point per game for Team Sweden at the World Under-18s, and then he became a Red Wings prospect and inevitably started to produce more in the SHL. He capped off his Swedish tenure with a 45-point in 49-game season with Skellefteå AIK's team in the top league in Sweden. Inevitably, Berggren found himself in Grand Rapids, was an immediate contributor offensively with 64 points in 70 games, and then had himself a full-time season with the Red Wings, 67 games and 28 points in 22-23. He had a little bit of time in Grand Rapids that season, but had even more time the season after. In 23-24, Berggren was an over-point-per-game Grand Rapids guy, but he only had 12 games played with the regular Red Wings. This is why last year we were all talking about, this guy is kind of ticked off with the way that he's not being played in the National Hockey League, and he wants out, and the Red Wings are shopping him, and this and that, and we were all expecting that Berggren sometime throughout last summer would find himself on a different team. But that didn't end up manifesting. The guy stayed in Detroit, the guy played out his contract, and inevitably had a season this previous year that I think was pretty okay. 24 points in 75 games played, 12 goals, 12 assists. Obviously, it's not amazing. It's not super good, but it's fine. And the guy was deployed in Detroit for the majority of the campaign. He was happy with that. He ended up signing a contract extension, a 1-year deal worth $1.825 million a year. That's it. That's the contract. It's also one way, so if he gets sent down, he'll get paid this amount of money too. Really, you're not thinking about sending Berggren down anymore when you're paying him $1.8 million, but this is where we're at. Jonatan Berggren has signed a 1-year deal, a prove-it deal, to head into Detroit for at least one more season and trying to prove what it is that he's capable of. This is what he had spoken about in this article. Determined to unlock more of his potential, Berggren is eyeing big progress in 25-26. The Swedish forward, who had re-signed a 1-year deal with the Red Wings in June, cannot wait for training camp. This piece was from July 31st, so yesterday, and it will be linked in the description. Let's go out there and read what Berggren's mindset is, being a part of the Red Wings on this day. Last year was a good year for me, Berggren recently told DetroitRedWings.com. I feel like I got more opportunity after Todd McLellan became head coach, and I think I played better. This 1-year deal is a prove-it deal for me. I want to show what I can do. Is that shade at Derek Lalonde? Maybe not really, but we kind of understand what he means. Yeah, once Todd McLellan came in, everybody was put more into a sustainable place in the lineup, and it wasn't really all too wishy-washy like it was with Lalonde last coaching tenure. The 24-year-old forward skated in an NHL career-high 75 games last season, recording 12 goals and 12 assists. Berggren said spending the full season with the Red Wings boosted his confidence and helped him stay even-keel through the highs and lows. It felt like I was part of the team, Berggren said. It's hard when you're going up and down between the AHL and the NHL, so I got that confidence being there for a full year, and I'm going to build off of that. Scrolling down over here, Berggren goes out there and talks about the progress that he has made and how it's the result of all the hard work that he has put in behind the scenes. Especially last summer, I feel like that was a really good step, and then at training camp, everything felt good. I took another step last year, but I feel like I'm starting at a higher level this year, maybe than where I was 2 years ago. Man, I'd hope. I mean, the guy's 25 now. He was 23 2 years ago. Of course you want to see the guy being at a higher step now. I digress. Let's stop being cynical here. I want to do the same thing this summer, Berggren said, because I feel like that's going to give me a good result this year. It's hard to replicate in-game action and the grind of a full NHL regular season, but Berggren has been enjoying a targeted summer of work while training in Sweden. It's a good group of guys that I train with, Berggren said. Depending on if we skate or not, we usually start around 8 a.m. There's also a 2-hour workout we do before we recover. So I'm saying, hey, if Jonatan Berggren can become a cardio machine, if he can up his pace, he can up his intensity and his physical strength, then there might be a lot of extra value out of this guy for the Detroit Red Wings next season. Who really knows? Berggren has also been taking advantage of the extra time to rest and relax because he knows, come September, it'll be full steam ahead. The young forward added that the Red Wings stand to benefit from a full training camp under the leadership of McLellan. I feel like we really played good hockey when Todd came in. Now that we're going to start with him, it's going to be good to have a full camp with the new systems rather than how we had to learn during the middle of the season last year. That's going to be huge. And with fresh faces like D-man Bernard Docker, goalie John Gibson, and forwards JVR and Appleton, among others, now part of the mix, Berggren mentioned how training camp will also be a great time to strengthen the camaraderie of Detroit's already tight-knit dressing room ahead of the organization's centennial season. That's maybe the biggest thing to have in terms of the group, is everyone coming together. You see the good teams, their locker rooms are super tight. We have that going on too. It's huge for the guys to all come together. We had a good group last year, and a lot of the same guys too, so it's only going to get better and better. Man, talk about being optimistic. I'm getting all excited now, not even just for the Red Wings, but for Berggren himself. I'm interested in seeing what this guy is capable of doing this upcoming Red Wings season. It's going to be interesting, man. This guy has gone through such a very strange path in terms of his NHL development, up and down to Grand Rapids and back to Detroit. He was super pissed off last year. He's really happy and satisfied this year, and it looks like he's more so paying attention to where the team goes in the future. I think there's a pretty decent chance that Berggren re-signs if he has a decent year, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Jonatan Berggren and the way that he has spoken out about the Detroit Red Wings this offseason and the direction the team's heading for next year. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. 99 and bye.